So one thing that has come up a few times in questions, Richard, is around levy transfer and understanding how that works. So we've talked about how the levy itself works, but the government introduced levy transfer as well, presumably to help smaller businesses. Do you have a view? Can you explain that to us?
Yeah, I think I said earlier about how large businesses pay this apprenticeship levy, which is essentially a payroll tax. And if they don't use it within 24 months, and of course it's more of it is being generated every month by their payroll, then they lose it. And so the government gave them an outlet. Initially, they said you can transfer 10% of this levy to other organizations within your supply chain, and they can spend it on apprenticeships instead. And nowadays, it's gone up to 25%, and it's not particularly restricted to the supply chain. So large organizations that have spare levy can, for want of a better phrase, donate it to small organizations. From the small organization point of view, it's not saving a huge amount of money. It depends how expensive the apprenticeship is. But if you think about it as a £6,000 maybe nominal funding limit, then you'd only be paying £300 anyway. So that saving isn't massive, but in some cases it may be worth doing. And you can imagine that different organizations have very different profiles in terms of apprenticeship usage. I always take the example, if you're running a hedge fund in Mayfair, and you've got a very small number of staff and they're all very highly paid, you'll be generating lots and lots of levy. If you are running, I don't know, let's say a warehouse in somewhere else, then it's much easier to spend that levy because you've got lots of people in relatively low paid roles who could be on level 2 apprenticeships and similar. So it very much depends on the profile of that large organization. And some geographies in the country have been very well organized. So Birmingham has an outfit which specializes in matching large organizations with spare levy with small organizations who are looking for apprentices so that they don't have to pay anything. Manchester has one in place. London does to a degree, although certainly London and Birmingham both focus very much on specific industries that they want to prioritize. And I have no doubt that other parts of the country have their own schemes as well. So there are organized transfers, but if in doubt, and you're a small organization and you have strong relationships with larger organizations, just ask them, and you never know, they may be willing just to transfer their levy to you if they're not using it.
So the onus tends to be on the smaller company approaching larger companies, or does it tend to work the other way around in your experience?
I think generally speaking, if it's a one-off, then it's the smaller company approaching large company. If the large company makes a strategic decision to do it, then what they want to do is they want to do it wholesale. So Lloyds Bank, for example, I know transfers a lot of its levy, but it does it via the third-party administered schemes in Birmingham in particular, or the Midlands. So they just want to be able to say, here's £1 million or here's £500,000 or whatever it might be. You people go and sort it out for me, rather than doing a favour for a member of the supply chain.